Hi, my name is Belle. I'm an artist and resident at the Yarra Sculpture Gallery. I'm a transgender woman and I live with Parkinson's disease for the last 10 years. It's called early onset Parkinson's. So my art is all about my life now, which is me trying to find the body that I always thought I was, whilst this disease tries to take it away from me. And there are times when it literally is the case that I can't be me because the symptoms are so difficult. Art practice has been part of my life ever since I was a child, and now it's much more about focus on video work and digital work. A couple of reasons for that. One is that Parkinson's is actually what's called a movement disorder disease. So video is actually the best medium to capture that movement and that lack of movement. So I have a friend who's an artist and she said that all my life my work has been leading to this, my drawings and things. Video work really does make sense with Parkinson's. So there's some videos where you can see my body doing all sorts of crazy movements. And also I let the Parkinson's actually dictate the actual art. So if I was moving something on the screen in a certain way to get in position for the film, my hand gets what's called dyskinesia, which are these involuntary movements. And once I was doing that, and the hand moved a section of the video up so high, all you could see was the bottom half of my legs. And I was really frustrated. I was thinking, you can see now my hand's just doing that. Why was it doing that? And then I actually left it in. And I think it's the best pick of the film. So it's like the disease is almost my worst enemy, but it also made it my friend. So it's actually, so when the viewer watches it, they'll feel that same frustration. They'll be like, it's like, pull it down, we want to see what's happening here, but they can't. My art isn't just about what it's like to have Parkinson's, it actually is made from Parkinson's. It's a very bodily experience, Parkinson's, and the art is as well. So the dyskinesia is very, it's a very common symptom in later Parkinson's. You can't control your limbs. There's too much dopamine in the brain because of the medicine, and I've also had brain surgery that puts electrodes in that fire up the neurons that are no longer making as much dopamine. So you end up with too much, and it fires off sporadically, so you get these sporadic movements. Before I had the brain surgery, it was so bad that I actually had carpal tunnel syndrome, and my physio said, I'm not going to tell you what not to do because you know what not to do, but you can't help it because of the medicine. So when I had after the surgery, that went away. So the way you see me now is still a bit jittery, but nowhere near as bad as it used to be. So it's really tough, but it is a degenerative disease. It's going to get worse to a point where it won't kill you. They say you die with it, which is a shame because I hate it. I don't want, it'll come with me to the next world. So my art is all about that. So there's video work. I actually enjoy making myself look very vulnerable in my art. You'll see images of me without my hair on, with my makeup off, looking quite ridiculous at times, looking pretty ugly even. There's a series of self-portraits where I've got two, one on top of the other. Perhaps one of me when I was a man, and then one of me is now. And I've cut into them, so you can see bits of both. So there's like fragments, and that's often how I feel as a transgender woman, where you look at your body and think sort of a bit male-ish and a bit yuck, and you see other bits and you think they're quite nice. And also, it also means with the Parkinson's experience, because sometimes I'm fine, and sometimes I can barely move. Like, it's so bad sometimes that I'm rigid as a stone, I can barely move. You get these very slow, you think it's called bradykinesia. So my movements are like this. I'm trying to unpack the dishwasher, it's like a tenth of the speed. It's like watching a Russian documentary from the 80s where there's no edits. And you can hear I'm a fast talking person. I'm trying to slow down that. And that's how I've always been. But so this is me, but when it gets really slow, my mouth drops. So some of the artwork I've got where I look really miserable, trust me, I'm not miserable. The muscles in my face have turned to stone. I just can't move them. So you get to look, I can't even do it. It's really horrible. And that's when I feel really embarrassed about myself and I don't want to go out in public. But Arts Access Victoria helped me all along. They've been fantastic. So they got me a mentor. David Rosetsky. He's a very well-regarded, amazing photographer and multimedia installation artist. And he's been a real guide for me, getting me involved in all sorts of ways to expand my thinking about my art. So this residency here at the Yarra Sculpture Gallery has been just fantastic. It has been the greatest learning. I've learned so much in the last 2 months about, not just about putting on an exhibition, but about my art as well. Like, it's changed how I think about art, my art, and it's changed about how I think about what I can do. So they're helping me now put together great applications for all sorts of things. So this residency has been everything. I could not recommend it more highly. Working with the other artists, they're just such talented people, such beautiful, kind people that have come from all sorts of perspectives, and we all come from different roads to meet at this one place, and it feels very emotional. And Andrea is just the best, so the whole team is.